So I've been wanting to do this video for you for a while now, and I finally making the time to do it. So you probably have heard that the ideal size for a Scrum team, and I think any kind of highly collaborative Agile team, is about 7 plus or minus 2, they say. So anywhere from 5 to 9. And you've probably got a general idea of why, because of communication, because they're trying to collaborate and all those kinds of things. But I wanted to share with you some really practical visual representation of that actually came up with our family a little while back. We're a family of 5. I have 3 daughters and my wife, and it gets kind of wacky around here. This is my house right here, and it gets kind of crazy sometimes. And we made a point of saying, we're going to take some specific time out with one-on-one time for our daughters. So, I drew this little picture to help them understand why that's so important. And you probably experienced this even at your own home, maybe, or in a meeting situation where as you add people, it just becomes incrementally more insane, and you haven't really thought about why. Because you think you're adding one person, but you're not just adding one person. So let me show you. If you have, a long time ago, before my daughters were born, it was me and my wife. Great, wonderful relationship, easy communication, just the 2 of us. One line. If we're both in the house, we can talk. We just talk to each other. There's no interruptions or disruptions. Then you add a child to that, right? And now you've got 3 people, and you've got 3 lines of communication, right? 1, 2, 3 lines of communication. I'm going to write that number right here. 3. Where should I write it? 3. 3 lines of communication with 3 people. 3 equals 3. 3 equals 3. 3 lines of communication, 3 people. Then you add one more person, right? Add another daughter. There's my next daughter. So this is daughter number 1, this is daughter number 2. Now it's 4 people, but it's not just 4. This was 3 people, 3 lines. It's not 4 people, 4 lines of communication. You add 1, you're adding this many. 2, you're adding 3 lines of communication. You added 1 person, you added 3 lines of communication. So 4 people equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines of communication. That's a little bit more. Now, have another child. Or add another person to your team. Now you've got 5. 5 people. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines of communication. Right? Yep. 5 people, 10 lines of communication. Whoa, that just got bigger. So imagine now, you're sitting in a meeting with just 4 people and there's 6 lines of communication. You kind of got that going. You've been doing that for an hour. And then one more person comes in. It looks like just one more person has walked into the room, and it's just one more person. But you've added 5 lines of communication. That person could be looking over here and talking to a person over here. These 2 people could be having a conversation while these 2 people are having a conversation, while this person's listening to this person and interpreting what's going on over there. It starts to get really crazy, and that's just 5 people. Add another person. All right? Now we have gone from 5 people to 6. 6 people. And we've added 10. Goes to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 lines of communication. 6 people is 15. 7 people, we add another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of communication. 15 plus 6 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 lines of communication. Yeah, I don't do math in public. 7 people is 21. Okay, that's the ideal number. When you learn about Scrum, you learn about Agile project management, you learn that 7 plus or minus 2 is the ideal number. So between 10 and 21 lines of communication is what you're looking at as far as perfect. If you do 8, you're going to add more lines of communication. You can figure this out. So 8, so we got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28. And if you add another person, 9, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. You add 10. Now this is the ideal number space right here, right? Somewhere between 10 and 36. If you have 10 people, you go from 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 45 lines of communication. Now, a lot of you have big projects. And imagine, if you will, a group of like 20. What's that number? I know there's a formula to make this happen and figure out the math, but I don't know the formula. But you can see from this that with 10 people, you've got a lot of communication paths going on. And you know, if these two people are having a heated debate, and this person takes sides with this one, then this person thinks about that one and thinks, oh, what's this? You know, you've got all of these dynamics going on with 10 people. That's just becomes overly burdensome to maintain that communication. And when you're working in an agile team and you're trying to reduce, these are the limitations we put on ourselves. You're trying to reduce the amount of overhead in paperwork, right? So you don't have to document everything. You have to reduce the number of people working in a team together so that they don't wind up looking like this. It's insane, right? You need to keep the numbers down. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can do a scrum of scrums. If you're using Scrum, the methodology, you can do a scrum of scrums where you have your group of 5 to 9 people over here, and then you have another group of 5 to 9 over here, and another one here, and so those people have their team that they work with, and this one, you probably can't even see that. You've got one here that has a team that they work with, and another person that has a team that they work with, right? So these all have their network of this going on within them, right? Their web of communication. But then to allow that cross-team communication, you have a scrum of scrums, right? Where these people talk. Okay, so you reduce the noise level by reducing the number of people and therefore the lines of communication. These people have to act as ombudsmen, as the liaison between the teams. The makeup of these teams is really important, though. So you need to be thinking about what kind of project do I have, and think really carefully about how you want to structure those teams, and work with the teams to figure out how to structure the teams. I would not want to structure them myself. I would never do that. I don't think if I ever have. I don't think I ever have. I let the teams figure out how they should work together and how they should group themselves so that we can get this work done. It's all part of that planning process that needs to be a collaborative experience where we all work together to figure it out. And then once you've got these laid out, you can have this scrum of scrums or higher level communication happening. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I wanted to show you some of the reasoning and thinking behind why we have 7 plus or minus 2 as the ideal size for an agile work team. All right, thank you.